Dr. Sujiva, shall we start? It is 9 o'clock.
Yes, we'll see. Right. Good evening to you all. Greetings from Sri Lanka. Greetings from CINEC. The aim of this session is to introduce programs which are conducted at CINEC, and we are amalgamated with some foreign universities in Australia, Chisholm programs, and in UK, Wolverhampton programs. I think we have our Vice President, Maritime Affairs, Captain Peshala Begum. We will be introducing the courses which are being conducted currently at CINEC. And thank you, DrTPS, for initiating this event. And we will be having several participants from several countries. So let us start. Over to you, DrTPS.
So, Namaskaram. Thank you, Dr. Sujiva. It is a very fresh, probably very short span of interaction we had. Then immediately we thought we will do this because this is the time when the result is out. People are looking for different options. But generally, there is a small resistance of looking anything new just like that. The idea is whatever we do and whatever we post here will go to different people and they will be able to look at the options and then learn what is there offered by the CINEC. If they find it is useful, probably yes, they will join for the program further. So the idea is to introduce them to the activity which we have, the different programs which we have. Maybe you can generally speak about the CINEC so that.
Well, I think there are two eminent people here who joined CINEC for a long time ago. Like I joined CINEC very recently. I think they are the pioneers of CINEC programs. So over to you, Captain Peshala. Yeah.
Probably Dr. Sujiva could introduce the institute or maybe the people who are here for it.
Okay, here in this platform, we have Captain Peshala Medagama, he is the Vice President, Maritime Affairs, and Mr. Lasantha Basnayaka, Associate Dean, Faculty of Humanities and Education, me, Dr. Sujiva Polgampala, Dean of the Faculty of Humanities and Education at CINEC campus.
See, I was there in Sri Lanka. I was there in Sri Lanka last week. The purpose was to attend an international conference on early child care education, but my association with Dr. Sujiva is for last 2.5 to 3 years. Then Dr. Sujiva invited me to CINEC. CINEC is a totally private institute which originally, those who join, open your camera so that we know you are active. The interaction happens live. All of you who are there, whenever you are in a webinar, it's as good as you are joining or going to somebody's house. When you go to somebody's house, you don't hide your face and then show your picture, right? So the webinar is like a classroom or maybe a house in which you are stepping in. As you step in, you have to speak. Don't keep silence. No, it's not nice to go to somebody's house and then keep silent, right? So it's essential to have some interaction. So if somebody is not able to on and then speak until they come in, if they are ready, probably they can show hand or maybe show the hand on this. And immediately we can have, if you are alive, your face is there, you can show this hand. If you are not, the other button hand is used. Correct. So the reason I was there in Sri Lanka. Is Lekmali? She is also here. Her face is also seen. She's the one. She was the one who was conducting the international conference, and Dr. Sujiva was the chief guest for the program. I was there as a speaker, and it gave me a lot of opportunity to see an institution like CINEC, who has got that day. I think somebody from US Vice Chancellor of a university was there, and I found they have got good collaboration with the UK, also with Australia on different programs. So it was my selfishness, because I'm seeing a lot of people asking me suggestion where to join. All at an average, I have got every day some 10 people asking me for last 1 month. Then I thought, yes, generally admissions in Kerala happens by an entrance exam called the KEAM, Kerala Entrance Exam for Engineering and Medical Sciences. And there are very specific courses like electrical, electronics, mechanical, civil, computer science, and now robotics, and some specialized courses has come. Otherwise, it's a standard one which people were going. When I went to CINEC, I found that they have got a lot of very specific courses available, because they have a tie-up with the UK. And I was thinking they have only, CINEC has only the marine, and I have seen the cadets, I have seen the website. Then later when I went there, I realized they have plenty of other courses. And it is hard for an Asian country, a local or maybe the middle class people, to go and then do such programs in UK or Australia. It is very costly. Sri Lanka or Colombo specifically is very close to South India. It's much easier to go from one city to another city. If you compare, it's 1.5 hours of flight, but by the time you can reach Colombo. And it's a beautiful country. I never expected that the roads are good, transport is good, safety is good, food is good, people are so nice. No, we were wondering how patiently people wait on the road when somebody else is stuck. In our country, like South India, Kerala and all, you can see honking, shouting. It's such a silent country. It's a meditative nation. People are much more happier. So I thought there has to be at least a change in culture if some people get educated. It's generally called, that is how the soft power of a nation comes, when people from different nation goes and then study there. They have a soft corner. So if somebody goes to Sri Lanka and then study there, now I have visited, I have got a soft corner for that, right? So knowing the country happens, the culture changes only when somebody goes and stay there. That's why most of the Western country give fellowships, asking students to go and study there, so that any point of time this country will have a soft corner to the country, because that's like a second home for them. I think it's right time a nation like India, which is very close to Sri Lanka, who has got a great tie-up, a heritage tie-up, a cultural tie-up, a spiritual tie-up, people should go there and study. And now I am seeing Captain Peshala, right? The hand is raised. Maybe we should give the chance for him to speak. I was only filling the gaps, so that we know what CINEC can offer and how best we can utilize it. Don't worry about the number of people join here. I'm going to upload it. We will circulate it. I'm sure that it's going to reach many people. Yeah. You're not unmuted. Yeah.
Dr. Davis, thank you so much. And namaskar to you as well and all who are here. I'm sorry, I think I'm a little bit under dim light, and sorry I could not actually. I was trying to join up, but there was so much of ambient noise around. So that was why I could not actually come live on this one, in the sense I could not have the video or the voice streaming, so I have pulled myself out. And thank you very much, DrTPS, for everything that you have been doing, and the way that you have been actually reaching out and trying to see how you can get involved. Just to give a brief of CINEC, of course, we started back in 1990. And as Dr. was saying, what happened was that we were predominantly a maritime education and training institute at the time. But then, after about 7 years into it, what happened was that I would say in around 2007 or so, what we did was 17 years back, we branched out. The easiest thing was engineering, because it was very close to marine engineering. So we actually started off the mechanical and mechatronics. We were the first in Sri Lanka to start the mechatronics, apart from one of the state universities. And then after that, now we have got telecommunications and we have got the automotive engineering, civil engineering. We have got mechanical mechatronics. And so we have got from the BSc program, and we also have got an HMD program going into these things as well. Apart from that, we went into logistics. That was the next thing that was close to us, logistics and transportation. So we have gone into logistics, transportation, and that faculty came up as logistics, transportation went into management and the social sciences. So under the social sciences, we basically cover the hospitality, the law, and programs like that. And then along with that, what we went into was the IT side, ICT side. Initially, it was coming under the technology and technology faculty, but now we have carved it out, and it goes as the faculty of computing. And then we have gone into the health sciences. We are covering some of the health science areas that are not there in the state universities as well in Sri Lanka. So we have gone into the health sciences, and we have gone into pure sciences. So we have a faculty of sciences, and we have got a faculty of education and humanities and education. So that is where Dr. Bolgampal comes in, Sujiva. So under her faculty, we have got the education covered, as well as the English. Apart from the state universities, they have approved only CINEC to conduct the BA in English as well as the BA in English. So these are things that is available only at CINEC. Apart from that, we have got the education programs, so math, science, and physics, and the teacher training programs that we have got under that area as well. And we have got the other two faculties are upgrade faculties. The other two are maritime faculties. One is the maritime sciences, and the other one is the marine engineering. So those are the faculties that we do have. But apart from that, we have got a few departments, and we are, I think, the most diversified. I say that is that because we have touched the sea, the land, the rail, and now the sky. So we have got the Department of Aviation. And at present, what we have got in the aviation is we have got the aeronautical or technician training program. Okay, so the technician training, technician or engineering, AMA. What we call, and apart from that, now we have got above the wing and below the wing. Above the wing, what we call they are all IATA approved programs, cabin crew training as well as ground handling is what we have got. So this is the types of programs that we do have. We have been going from certificate level all the way up to the doctoral programs. We have tied up with, as Professor Bolgampal just mentioned, with universities in the US, the UK, China, and Australia. And we have also got Malaysia and Germany that we have tied up with. We are also managing the Maritime Training and Education Institute in Fiji, which we just completed on the 31st of December after 10 years of operation over there. That was our contract period, and we handed it over to the government of Fiji. And right now, we are still in Seychelles since 2013. We brought them into what we call the white list of countries. So we have got a footprint outside of Sri Lanka as well, and we are negotiating with few other countries in order to go and assist them with their education and training requirements. And we have got a student base of about 22,000 registrations per year, and that consists of the short programs as well as the long haul programs. And we have got this, at any time, we have got about 4,500 students on campus in our main branch. Apart from that, we have got 3 other branches. Main branch is in a very picturesque place called Malambe. But apart from that, we have got one in Jaffna. We were the first to go into Jaffna once things settled down here in Sri Lanka, because the thinking of our founding chairman and right now the president and CEO, Captain Ajit Pires, is that this is the way that we can reach out to our brothers and sisters out there, so that we can actually embrace them with education. And we have trained a lot in Jaffna. In 2009, after things settled down, we were the first to go in 2010 and start operations. We're still there. We are expanding operations in Jaffna. We are also in Trincomalee, which is the northeast of Sri Lanka, again for those reasons, so that we can reach out. And we are in the suburb of Colombo. Kalangagoda, there's another branch there, and we now want to go to the south of Sri Lanka called Gaul, as well as Batticlo, which is more to the east of Sri Lanka. So this would be the spread of our footprint here in Sri Lanka. But we also have got hospitality that has been happening of 22 chalet resort in a place called Kalpitia. So over there we train them for the cruise industry as well as the hospitality industry. It is very close to the whale watching area as well, and it is a fully operational chalet, or let's say a resort that we do have over there. So it's a 4-star. So this is the type of training that we do have. We have got over 300 permanent staff. I would say 60-40 spread, with 60% of resource persons, 40% support. And we have got visiting over 300 staff. And they are highly qualified, and that is what we do. And just a footnote, I'm a product of CINEC myself. I'm from the second batch, and I joined in 1991. So that is basically what it is. So over to you, Dr. TP, if there's anything.
Yeah, I think the basic question somebody want to study, it's a beautiful information, lot of courses. One concern which I was also asking, and probably any student who asked me, the first thing is, do you have a hostel facility? Will you be able to provide that? And probably the fees is one that we could discuss probably based on the courses, and you cannot have a broad spectrum of courses and you cannot make it once. But one concern could be, do you have a facility for accommodation? Do you have hostels? And how about the placement options? That's the second thing people ask. Maybe after I do I get a placement? And what is that options, of what could be the support which generally you give?
Yeah, we do have hostel, in-house hostel. It is basically reserved for all the cadets, in-house cadets, because we have at any given time about 350 to 400 cadets on campus. So for that reason, we have reserved it for them. But there are a lot of such facilities around CINEC, and they are known to us, and they basically go and stay in those facilities. And separately for foreign students, we have got arrangements with let's say apartments and places like that that we can arrange, and we work closely with them as well. There is a very strong support service at CINEC. all our foreign students are being looked after by the foreign student unit. So foreign student unit basically looks after from the point of application, where they have to obtain their visas, to their stay, to their travel, to their accommodation, to their daily needs, to counseling, whatever support that they do need. So there are there will be more than one touch point, which they will be having their the contact details of, and they can basically call them 24/7 anytime that they want. And that way we work very closely with our students, because there are a lot of foreign students that do come to CINEC, mainly because we are into the maritime space. And maritime space, at sometimes we have companies that send their entire complement of officers and ratings to CINEC for their training. And sometimes it is their in-house training, or let's say customized training. So they will send from the senior officers all the way down, and they come from so many different nationalities from different countries. So what we have to do is that we have to assist them with obtaining their visas, to their travel, to all these kind of things. So it is always an airport to airport service that we would be offering them. And so that way it is the service that we do provide over here at CINEC. And apart from that, the question that you raised regarding the placements, of course, maritime, of course, it is we have to get involved into their placements. It is part and parcel of the program that we do conduct. All the other disciplines, what happens is that there's such a huge demand for the trainees of CINEC. What happens is the moment they actually complete their training, even before that, they are already being locked in to serve on different with different principles, both in Sri Lanka as well as overseas. We have got a situation sometimes where, you know, for electronics and communications and mechatronics, the electronics and the mechanical engineering and ICT and programs like that, the demand is so high that we are actually not able to cater to the requirement. And there are instances where we have actually trained separately for Siemens and places like that, where they want personnel to be trained to service their own equipment. And we have got agreements with them where they are basically taken off as soon as they complete their training. We have also got arrangements with a lot of facilities that do production, because we are very much, I won't call it vocational based, but hands-on training based. So for that reason, all our programs actually have a component where they have to have a work attachment. So that is why they become work ready. We also have another component in our training which we have tagged as beyond the graduate, and that is the soft skill, leadership, interpersonal skills, and you know, how you face interviews, to simple things like that, resilience training, and you know, multitasking and different things like that, that we actually train them over and beyond their course curriculum areas. So the whole purpose behind that is that we want to have all our trainees work ready. So we are very serious about the fact that you know, we come from a maritime background, and as a result, what happens is that there is the attitude and skills that we are focusing very much on, because without these two, you cannot be employed. So attitude and skill are two things that we absolutely go with, because apart from the what we call the SKAs, the skills, knowledge, and attributes, attitude, and whatnot, we the maritime side works on something called competency, where you actually have to demonstrate you know, the practical application of whatever you have used. So even the research that we are trying to encourage our students to make it not something that will further their own just academic aspirations, but something that can be practically applied into the different industries, is what we are encouraging them to do. because that way it is something that they can later on apply into any work area that they may want to go ahead with. We actually have uh, tie-ups with the industry, and they have got their own research uh, uh, units that they have established inside CINEC. So what happens is that they bring in their pain points or any new areas of development that they would want to, and they work with our students, and there is always a liaison with the staff members as well. And then from the planning stage to the intermediate phases to prototypes to testing to actually getting those things implemented and installed into their own work areas has been done wherever it is feasible. So this is the type of things that we have done. We've also got patent. Some of the things that have been developed have been patented and they have been produced mass scale. So this is the type of things that we do get involved. So for that reason, the employability is for the it is on the high 90s where CINEC is concerned. Yes.
You have tie up with, it's very good. Now it's much higher than, probably 4 times higher than what any South Indian university or colleges offer, right? Um, you have tie up with the UK and Australia on different programs. Now, how do you compare the fee structure when they go there and study? I'm sure the accommodation, the fees which they pay, is it uh, maybe 50% of that will be the cost which is involved, or maybe you have a tie-up in which it's spending some time there for which they will have to do it, or it's only a tuning program, or only you run the program here and they certify it? How is the mode of the collaboration which you have with the UK and Australia?
Yeah, UK and Australia, it is a thing where Australia is a place thing where they will permit a certain number of years to be done in Sri Lanka, and if they want, they can basically go across to to Australia itself for a pathway option. So we actually conduct 1 year over here in Sri Lanka, and it was very difficult to get the accreditation because all the trainers had to be trained under a TAE program and had to be approved by their accreditation authorities and approved to conduct these programs. And so if you are looking at the cost points, it's very attractive. Because I mean, for a program, for example, mental health or early childhood, or I would say the few of the programs that we do conduct with CHISM Institute. Over there, it costs them about more than 30,000 Australian dollars, and the same program is available in Sri Lanka for 4,000 Australian dollars. So I mean, this is not even 50% that we are talking about, and we are talking only about the tuition fees. And the same goes to the UK programs as well. It is about 1/3 of the cost that you're going to get out there. I would say not 1/3. It would be about when you do a comparison. It's about let's say 16 to 20,000, and so it's about 1/4 of what you're going to, or less than 1/4 of what you will be paying in UK just for tuition fees. As you know, the cost of living is also very high in these countries. So that is absolutely attractive over here as well. So that is basically what it is. Yes. Yes.
When it comes to, that's good. Now it's very attractive. Now, when it comes to the admission for UK and Australia, they demand that IELTS exams and such English qualification. Is your admission test is based on the admission test or it's only the merit marks? And I understand Sri Lanka you have got at grade 13, whereas a country like India we have grade 12. Will it become a problem for admission? These are the questions many people kept asking me. So yeah, people were keep asking for the last 2 days. Yeah.
Captain. Captain Sesharan.
If anybody
Sorry,
has,
Dr. DP, I was just phased out. But I did hear you.
the question is,
I did
the
hear
question
you.
is when it goes to UK and Australia, they demand even in Canada or US, they need a IELTS exam score of 8 above, and they have to have a GRE. They have a different style of evaluating with an SOP. Do you have such restrictions on
And
the selection procedure? Is what my
excuse
question.
me, sir. I too have a question. You have to add to that about the Edexcel and the Cambridge exams that we have in Sri Lanka too. What are the options that you have for those kids who are doing the Edexcel exams over here in Sri Lanka? Because I have two kids. One is doing local science. The other one is doing Edexcel math. So just take them as an example, and with Dr. TPS's questions, you can go ahead, sir, if you don't mind.
Yeah, and we have a structure in which we have got up to grade 10, and then they specialized in either maths, physics, chemistry, biology, or they go for humanities, and that is for 2 years. So it's grade 10 plus 2 years. When I came to Sri Lanka, I understood you have got up to grade 13. Right. So we have different syllabus. One is Indian syllabus, which is very specific to the CBSE, Central Board of Secondary Education, up to 12th grade. That's the maximum number of people. The second one is we have got very few people who are onto the international syllabus. So how do you decide on the admissions, and what could be the, or do you have any bridge course which is to be done before really going for your admissions?
Yeah, it's like it's quite complicated when I try to generalize it because of the spectrum of the programs that we do conduct over here. But we got a solution for everything over here. So the persons who are doing the local syllabus are also able to follow all the programs that we do conduct over here. And those who have done the Edexcel, or let's say as they say the UK A levels, or their O levels, they too have got quite a lot of these programs that we have got over here. The only restriction for some of them would be if it is what we call a UGC approved program. So that is at one time it was called the University Grants Commission. Right now it goes as the Ministry of Education, the Higher Education Division. Approved programs, because CINEC conducts the highest number of this type of programs that has been approved by the government of Sri Lanka. That is 40 programs that we do conduct over here. But in most cases, what they have said is that they should have Sri Lankan A levels or equivalent. So with the equivalent, it basically covers all the UK programs that they do follow. Even my kids have been following the UK programs, and one kid is, as you rightly said, has been following the local stream as well. So we have got solutions for that, and for those who do not have the prior qualifications, we have got a bridging program, what we call a foundation program. So with that foundation program, they can basically go into the programs, into the mainstream programs, and those foundation programs are from 6 months to 8 months duration. Yeah.
And regarding the English IELTS and GRE and such, or you have an SOP or something to be written to
Yeah.
justify that they are
Yeah.
coming for a right program.
Yeah. So in most cases, what they have said is that if they have got credit pass and O levels, GCE ordinary level, that they will accept, and that is in certain places they have actually uh, they have actually handed over that the English competency over to CINEC to see that if they're happy with the competency of a person who's coming into a program, if they can follow that program, if CINEC can assist them and vouch that they will be able to complete the program successfully, they do accept it. Having said that, by chance they would want to have an articulation or let's say a pathway into Australia or to the UK, then they will have to fulfill IELTS different bands based on the program that they will have to that they intend to follow. For example, if it is something to do with a very strong human interaction, like in the case of nursing, they would want it to be, let's say, a 7 band on all bands. At a 7 grade at all bands. But if it is a general program, it's about 5.5 on all bands is basically what it is, or an equivalent. It can be a PTE or it can be TOEFL or something like that. That is where it is. But I think for everybody, there is always a solution that we can basically offer because of the programs that we do have. There are over 200 programs available. So that will give them the pathway to pursue wherever they want to go, maybe directly or indirectly. So this is basically what it is. So there are programs where there is a vocational pathway into their degrees, where they can obtain their first qualification as a vocational qualification, and then they can have a pathway into their degrees the next couple of years, with the first 2 years getting credited into them. Going into the BSc. So I mean, it basically works very very strongly because that way you can actually have a good recognition in the industry as well, because the industry looks for people who are competent, who can work with their hands.
Yeah, it's quite a good. Possibilities are opened up, I think. I understand. I'm getting a lot of messages. They are not able to join because Kerala, most of the district, it is 105 mm and above rain. Heavy rain, and there is an yellow alert, and most of those schools have given holidays in these 2 days because of heavy rain, including my district, my village. It's downpouring, it seems, for last 2 days. It's non-stop rain it goes. That's what is happening. And the Bay of Bengal is also creating problems. So it's from both sides. So that is one of the reasons many people have written to me, and that some of them are calling me saying they are not able to join. I'm rejecting all the calls, saying that I can't take. So they have texted message, not on WhatsApp, because internet is down. That's what is happening. Right? Yeah. Now, anybody has got some questions? Probably we should take it.
Hello. The platform is over to you. Just clarify your doubts.
Is there anyone who want to ask question? Nivedita, Gopika, Satidas, Subhash, Gauri Krishna. You could ask in Tamil, Sinhala, Malayalam. Geetanjali can ask in Bangla. Vinod Kumar. You have from all part of India, at least one or two people are there.
DrTPS, you said you have 14 languages.
Yeah, no, more than that. We have 23 languages.
Oh.
And we had up to 20 people. When you look at the count, there are 26 people joined and then went. I'm seeing the number. No, it's only 15. Yeah, but anybody has got some questions? Subodh is there under Gauri Krishna's name.
Even Lakmal, if your sons, I mean, are they doing A-levels or O-levels?
Ma'am, both are doing A-levels at the moment. One is getting ready for her exams in November, and the other one he just did his A-levels A1, S1 in May, and next May. So he's waiting for his results, and he's at St. Joseph's.
Amazingly, Lakmal, we have some foundation courses which direct you to foreign courses at Chisholm and some other Wolverhampton, mechatronics engineering. There are foundation courses as well. And once you have your A-levels, you can join maritime courses, and we have navigation courses as well.
Yes, I'm not ready still to send them away from me. So I really want something based in Sri Lanka, and I have seen so much that actually this is like God sent. It's just I'm not looking forward to send them yet because my daughter is from ladies college, and she's still growing up. So today is her valedictorian day at ladies. So I feel that she has to get a better grounding because like we have been overprotective parents, but this is extremely more important for me, and my husband is also listening to the whole program sitting by me. So
Hello.
So actually, this platform is for us at the moment. So
why not join CINEC?
Yes, because actually, like my son is at St. Joseph's, and there are so many times that I promote whatever that is there. I am in touch with his local London University teacher. Very collaborative, very helpful. So actually, we can really go on a very good campaign on promoting CINEC because it's so much. Sometimes when you talk to people, and because I see the difference between the local A-levels and the Londons. So there's just so much education is being poured for the kids who are doing the locals. I really appreciate that. Though people say it's vast, the knowledge that a child acquires, the foundation, the bottom line that the child gets from our local education is extremely high.
And recently on 4th, the Faculty of Humanities and Education is going to start new programs. TKT, anyone here can join the certificate course, and we will be doing three modules online. So even people from Kerala, from other areas are welcome.
Yeah, just to add to that, if I may, it's like this is one of the reasons that CINEC has been conducting University of Wolverhampton programs since 2018, and the option we have actually given to the students to if they so opt, they can actually go across to the UK for the third year, or if they want to go in for what we call an MBA. They can actually stay on for that extra year. So 2 years they can articulate soon after the first year. Having said that, we have still to get a single student who has taken that option because they initially want to do that. But we have every year there are 1,000 students that graduate from all our disciplines. and we have still to get a single student who has actually taken up that option, because parents find out after some times that it is much more number one is that it is much more cost effective to do it here in Sri Lanka, and number two is that they would rather that they have their kids with them, and number three is that they get the internal University of Wolverhampton certification, and there is nowhere where it is mentioned as to where they have conducted it. So it is an internal UOW certificate that is being issued, and if I'm right, it's only at CINEC that it is actually issued in that manner, and that has been the case right throughout, where the CHISM programs are concerned. Of course, they can articulate to or there's another option where the University of Southern Australia recognizes the program that we are doing with University of Wolverhampton, as well as the local. We have got the equivalent of the engineering programs and the ICT programs that we do conduct, which is approved by the University Grants Commission, UGC, or the Ministry of Education, as it may. The local BSc, they are recognizing that as well, and they will permit them to articulate into the final 2 years in University of Southern Australia. So these are the options that are open if you want to consider.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Musa. And I think we need to invite you to come just walk around and see the facility, because we are actually coming from a maritime background. So for that reason, what we have done is that we have got a lot of laboratories, we have got a lot of workshops, and places where they can get their the practical experience, the training that they have to basically undergo, because two sides to it. One is that without having the knowledge component, you getting going straight away into the practical is not a healthy thing. But doing only the theoretical side without getting a practical exposure is not going to absolutely get you ready, because the term competence is then lost. Because you have to actually practically apply whatever you're going to learn. So this is the balance that we always manage, and the thing is that I think we have been doing quality assurance for the longest time. We won the National Quality Award for 4 consecutive 5-year terms. The only institute to have won that. And CINEC is the only institute, be it the state or the private sector, that has won the Presidential Award for Education. And not for 1 year, we have only for 3 years. So 2023, and the COVID, it was not awarded. So the year before that as well. Yeah. So yeah.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think a lot of Sri Lankan people also will get educated from these discussions, right? And the graduation program is 4 years.
It depends. We have 4-year graduate programs as well as top-ups, in which if they have done some courses, their course components are mapped and excluded the repetition, and so that they can graduate in 2 years. Especially my faculty is conducting top-up courses.
And
okay, but engineering probably will be 3 to 4 years, right? 4 years.
Yes.
That's correct. We have got the 3-year programs where UK is concerned, and even with UK there are 4 years, what we call BEng and MEng, and where the local programs are concerned, they are all 4 years, and where the Australian programs are concerned, they are all 4 years.
And once they graduate, they are eligible for MS either in UK, US, or any other countries,
yes.
right?
Of course, yes.
Internationally accepted course.
Yeah, because we have in India, we have a 3-year program which is science. When they wanted to do it in it's a problem. Sometimes they'll have to do a bridge course, and some US demands a bridge course. No. Yeah. Anybody else want to ask anything? We have Kureen, Kurup, Samsung. I'm seeing Gauri Krishna, Subhash, Gopika, Geetanjali, Vinod Kumar.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. Yeah.
Good evening.
Sir,
Gauri?
I'm Gauri.
Sir, I'm Gauri.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
I'm Gauri
ma'am.
Krishna.
I'm
and
Gauri
I'm
Krishna.
a
and
third
I'm
year
a third year
DSM student at
DSM
ICET.
student at ICET.
So,
So
I have this
I
question.
have this question.
In most countries outside, they usually do a pre-college diploma, I guess it is.
I guess it is.
But here in India, it's a 2-year.
It's a 2-year.
Right, plus 2, and after
plus
10th
2,
we
and
do a
after
plus
10th
2
we
and
do a
plus
plus
1.
2 and
But
plus 1.
outside,
outside
and many other foreign countries,
many
it's
other
a
foreign countries, it's a
3-year
course.
So how do we bridge this difference between does the universities outside India ask for any other qualifications or any other test? Do we have to undergo any other test or something of that sort to bridge this gap? If we are to apply for a university, foreign university after 12th grade, after high school.
You mean the diplomas or degree programs?
For degree courses.
For degree courses, once you have the minimum qualification for advanced level, you are eligible for degree programs. And you are not supposed to have some other experiences, work experience, which we are essential for masters or some higher advanced degrees.
No, I'm asking about after if you are going for a UG program somewhere in foreign university. They have, I guess in USA, they have a 3-year pre-college course. Right? It's not like they have.
Gauri, I asked the same question, and the answer given was, even in Sri Lanka we have got grade 13, not grade 12.
We have grade 13.
Yeah. So I asked the question, how are you going to patch the gap of grade 12 from India, and how are you going to accommodate them? So they have a program which you can join, and the patch hope things will happen in 6 months of time. They will make you qualified for that in the campus. Your admissions are foundation program. They will run it parallelly to the program which you have, so you are not losing time. And unlike in most of the other places, what I have seen is you can do a graduation if you are too good, too smart. You can club them together. Like US also, they have got a program, flexible program. So you can do it in 2 years, and you can do it in 4 years. It all depends on how are you going to take the credits, and then how are you going to do this. So either you are after 13 or 12, and when you do it in UK, they have a demand, and Sri Lankan University will give you a UK plus Sri Lankan degree together. So it's like a twinning program which you have. You can either opt, and similarly for Australia, and they have going to have a tie-up with the US, I understand. So you can do that in the Asian country, like the neighboring country like Sri Lanka, for a lower cost. You can opt for doing it totally in Sri Lanka, opt for going there and doing it. So it's all like more flexible.
Okay.
And there are 200 different variety of options available.
Okay.
Now Kurup has got a question. Could ask Kurupji? You could ask. He's a professor in one of the colleges in Bombay, and where I was invited to give a lecture.
Language test is necessary. You mean for IELTS?
IELTS and such things. That also I asked. The answer is yes, you have to have it, but it is not very tough because you are already part of a university where you have a training program.
We have the option of learning for advanced level, so that you are accepted from IELTS. So it is not a barrier for you to continue.
because you are already a student in Sri Lankan University in that forum. That learning 2 years and then passing becomes, and they have already a language program under that. And I'm sure once you pass that, you become eligible for that. So we are talking about the tuning program for the language course. Sri Lanka doesn't require. If the other university like UK require, by the time 2 years you pass, it is already qualified. Correct?
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is another shortcut. Many people suffer with these problems, right?
Sir, I have another question.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Gauri,
Welcome.
you're welcome.
After my degree, I graduated with an equivalent of MSc degree from ISET. So I'm planning to do my PhD somewhere outside India. So if I am to apply to a foreign university, is the language test still mandatory? Because for other degrees and other degrees for UG programs, the language test is necessary. So
for all the programs in US and UK, directly they demand language course. Even for doing a PG, even for doing a PhD also they could. But there are variety of universities, they can waive it. It depends on which university you are applying and which university, because it's not a uniform rule everywhere. There are universities in UK, US where you don't require any language course, still you can do a graduation or post-graduation. It depends on which university you are going and what's the tie-up. Now the Sri Lankan, I don't know which is the field which you are looking for. Now the Sri Lankan University has got expertise in different field where you could get a program there and then continue with your studies, but the help comes from different countries. They have a tie-up with many universities. For PhD, that is not the biggest issue. For PhD, the biggest issue is whether you get a fellowship or not. The fellowship is generally given for only for PhD, and the fellowship has to come with a funding from some private agencies. So it means it is not the language, it is not the subject, whether you are able to select a program in which funding is available or not. The funding comes based on the project and the subject which you choose for your PhD. The subject is good and the guide is good, the funding can be there, the part of the funding will come to you.
okay.
It is not the government which decides the rule, it is the professor who decides the rule sometimes.
Yes.
Because the money is not from the university. If I am the professor, I am ready to take Gauri and I have got a large project, the portion of the fund goes to the university. So it is not the other way. In Indian university give fund. The government gives fund for study. Abroad, most of the universities, the funding, I apply for a funding. A specific project is designed, I ask for money, and that money comes to the professor, or maybe in the university the fund it goes, but professor is controlling that.
Okay.
So this is done in the other way. Therefore, that is why the professorship in university is not as simple as a professorship in Asian country like Sri Lanka or India. Professor must be capable of bringing fund.
Yes.
That even now the same question happens in the universities, private universities in India. If I am a professor in a university, immediately they will ask, are you able to write a project and are you able to get fund? If you are not able to get fund and you are in a research university, they will not give you salary after some time.
Oh, okay.
So it's not that simple to become a professor in some of the Western universities. You will have to have sufficient funding come, otherwise they will not pay you, because it's all tenure post. It is not a permanent post. Actually, university is not paying you. You are paying to the university to become part of the university. I should put it the other way. Okay.
Please feel free to clarify your doubts. This is the best platform, I do think.
Yeah, Dr. Sujiva, we have people here like Professor Kurup, Subodh is there
Hello.
with the Samsung name. They
Namaste.
all work with large number of students. So
Namaste.
one person attending it is not one person. It's 300 people attending is equivalent to
I
one person.
understand. Teacher is not just a single person. His circle is big, and he is connected like cobweb, right, to different links. Hello.
Yes, hello. I would like
So
to
I think
know more about your marine engineering program.
This
Engineering,
person is
marine.
Captain Patient. Over to you, sir. Captain.
And
Captain Peshala. You must see the website, and then what you see as the flag program is the marine program, because it's called as a marine university to most of the people. And I've personally seen people who are working there. It's like
I can show you
it's
the
like
corporate video.
I think that they can see. We don't waste time on the
Okay.
video running. We can always share the link and they can see,
Okay.
right? It should be like a what I have seen is the person working as at very senior level in CINEC are the people who were the chief of Navy in Sri Lanka. Not the they are the chief.
Yeah,
the
you can
overall chief of
see
Navy.
Captain Peshalan.
And captain is here.
Yeah.
I think he will be
The
able to say
ideal
that. CEO is
person
also
to
here.
deliver all this information is Captain Peshalan. Yes, over to you, sir.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry if my image is a little bit on the move. I'm driving. But our marine engineering program is for the persons who have the interqualification would be anybody who has done either their A levels in science, maths, or the technology stream here in Sri Lanka. And for any person who has done physics, so they have to pass their physics if they don't have their mathematics. So with physics, they can have any other subject. So they need to have at least 2 passes in their A levels. That would be their interqualification into the marine engineering. If they don't have that, they have to have been in any of the streams that I mentioned before, but they also have to pass their GCE O levels, at least 5 passes, of which they will have to have credit passes in math, science, and English. Even if you do have your A levels 2 passes, you still need to have a credit pass in your English. That is your entry qualification. And after that, the program is structured that they will have a 10-month in-house program at CINEC. So when they do that, they will have quite a lot of theoretical and practical components that will be brought in. After that, they have a work attachment at the Ceylon dockyard, CDL, for another 10 months. It is only that they can go out to sea for a 12-month period, and that is being split into 2 because there is a limitation on the number of months that a person can serve on a ship. It has to be less than 12 months, and since they have to cover the 12 months, it has to be split into 2. So they generally complete, let's say, more than 12 months in those 2 stints out at sea, and then they come back for another 6 months. And once they complete that, they will have to sit their examinations. There are a few examinations that are conducted at CINEC, and a few other. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
The Sureen, I think you can remove that Hureen Sultana. She is making noise. You can remove Hureen Sultana.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, go on.
So
Sorry.
once you complete the in-house examinations, there are certain examinations that are being conducted by the administration of Sri Lanka. So on successful completion of those examinations, then you have to sit for a Viva OSCE, and it's only after that that you will be getting what we call the Certificate of Competency, COC. Now, everything to do with maritime is regulated by the International Maritime Organization, and a standard that has been given as it's coming off a convention called STCW, Standards of Training, Certification and Watchkeeping Convention, and it is all coupled off with the code. So for each training, the training is being spelled out very clearly, depending on what the discipline is. Discipline, as in the sense, is it navigation side? Is it the engineering side? Is it the marine electrical side? Is it the catering side? Or is it for safety? Is it for so whatever? So what they do is that depending on those disciplines, at different levels, we have got generally 3 levels. What we call support level are the persons who are the ratings, and then we have got 2 other officer level categories called operational level and management level. Operational level are the junior officer category, and once they have got their qualification and then been out to sea and got the sea time, if you're flying, it is the flying hours. The equivalent of that is sea time. So then if they have got the sea time requirement to fulfill, then they can sit for their management level programs again. It is something where they will have to sail for so many months. If it is for the engineering, for example, it will be 18 months. They will have to sail as an operational level officer, and then they can come for their first management level program, and then once they sail for another 18 months after obtaining their first management level, they can then have their final management level, which will qualify them to sail as chief engineers. So that is in a nutshell. But there is a lot more detail into it. And this because there are a lot of ancillary short courses that they do have to.
It's not a small nut. It's a big nut. What is given today?
Okay.
Because
now, Subodh, our the O level is equivalent to the SSC, the 10th standard which we have. The A level is equivalent to our 12th standard. That's a UK standard which being quoted there. So only thing they should have physics subject. So +2 if they are studying, they should have physics. And I'm sure when physics is there, maths is there. Chemistry is not compulsory. That's what it means.
Okay, one more question. It's just to know your opinion. Is this marine engineering courses good for girls students?
Why not?
There are a lot of girl cadets.
Yes.
Just to want your opinion.
They are very smart.
I think it's a very good question. Well, you know what? India is way ahead in this game. And kudos to India for doing that. Because what is good for the guys is good for the girls. Why not? And what has happened is that India actually had a ship that was manned top to bottom by girls, by ladies, and they had the captains and chief engineers who were in that cadre. So I mean, the entire lot from senior officers to junior officers, they were all girls or female. So CINEC has actually pioneered it. Now we actually had few whom we have trained, but it was done in a very ad hoc manner. There were few here and there, but right now we have got a full cohort of lady cadets. We have got 12 10 engineering and 12 navigation cadets that we are training who will be joining as lady officers. But it is something that they have to do. They have to break new ground, and it is something because unlike those days when there was a lot more manual application, there is a lot of automation that has been brought in now, and for that reason it is much more easier than what it used to be before. There is still heavy machinery and equipment that are in operation, and for which regular maintenance as well as preventive and corrective maintenance is required. But having said that, with the other equipment that is around, it is now much easier than what it used to be before. And the equipment are quite modern, and the engine rooms and all these places are absolutely clean. So it is just a job for females as well, and you must see how determined they are. It is very very refreshing to see how determined they are to excel and to do well, and to be shoulder to shoulder with the guys. And the thing about the maritime industry right now is that there are a lot of safeguards that have been brought in through policies and practices into this to ensure the safety of the lady seafarers, and it is much more stricter than where the guys are concerned. Like, guy may be able to tap another guy on the shoulder and just say hi, how are you, but where a female officer is or a seafarer is concerned, that is definitely no. So there are a lot of safeguards that have been put into place right now to ensure the safety of the lady seafarers.
To that matter, once mechanical engineering was not open for ladies and nobody was joining. But the other day I was talking to some student in Thiruvananthapuram. We have got nearly half of the students in the class are ladies in the mechanical engineering also. Shop floor, nobody was working. Now we have got a lot of students working in shop floor.
And mostly they are smarter than the guys.
Yeah. I found one student and a team of 3 people got a patent in mechanical engineering. Right, they are working on a large project, and because most of the activities are now the electronics oriented and then automation is part of it, you don't require a lot of muscles and such things, right?
Exactly.
Any more questions? Because I should tell you that even Captain Pechaler, he is invited for a dinner party.
Yeah, I know. It's almost 1 hour 15 minutes. I think we should close it now.
Just we'll spend 5-6 minutes. Any questions?
Yeah, good enough. I think we can close, and if anything else is there, we'll come back, or maybe we will have some discussions and then call people, or
even my number is, yes, I have texted my number and my email.
I've seen that in the chat box. Yes, the contacts are given in the chat box.
Thank you so much for everyone joining this informative session.
I think thank you so much. Captain Peshla has done a great service. He has spoke. No, yeah, Kurupji, do you have anything to ask? Kurup is from Bombay.
Hello, Mr. Kurup.
You are
muted.
You have to unmute. You have to unmute first and then speak. Yeah, Peshlaji, if you want to disconnect and then go ahead, no problem. We will continue as if any specific is there, probably we will text you and then get it. Thank you so much. I think it's quite a lot of learning, because I got a lot of information. I think unless we are in such a forum, we cannot ask questions like formal questions, right? So once it gets recorded, it can be transmitted to anybody who want to ask, or maybe who want to learn. So it will happen over a period of time. Kurupji, if you can,
DrTPS, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the opportunity and for all your efforts. And thank you everybody for joining, and this late in the evening to spend your time with us.
Almost
Thank you very much for that. And it's a Friday evening.
Kerala it is heavy rain, no, Subodh?
Yeah. Even amidst heavy rain and poor Wi-Fi, you were trying to join us. We consider it as a great respect for us. Especially it's just a simple message sent by DrTPS.
Only 2 days.
Yes. It was organized in such a hurry because he was in Sri Lanka with us. You can listen to his stories about Sri Lanka and Sri Lankan people, how they are like, yes. Shall we wind up, Dr. TPS?
Good enough.
Thank you so much,
Salam,
Doctor.
namaste.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Captain Peshara, for the opportunity given and for having me also online with your extremely good
It's a great
platform. Lot
learning,
of
right?
learning as a parent. So we will go forward because I will tell all my Sri Lankan and Indian colleagues also. I think, Dr. TPS, I think we should invite other principals from India too. I think that
We'll
would,
do that.
yes,
We'll do
yes.
Yeah, this is the initiative level actually, Lakmali, because this was organized in such a quick
Hurry.
hurry. Yes, just
I
2
was also,
days.
I know. I was also not aware. So now that I know the whole story and the background of this
We will be
platform,
we will be meeting in the future for some more comprehensive sessions to clarify the doubts.
Yes.
Because if this goes on, we have to have a lot of document work. It has to be in black and white.
Yeah.
In,
We can
in
invite
writing.
Bangladesh also because Mr. Hashnan from Bangladesh and then from Nepal, actually they are at a summit, it seems. So anyways, I think there's so much of positivity in this program. I think we could go forward. Thank you so much. And good luck.
Good enough, Subodhji? Professor Kurup? I think he's stuck.
Yes. He wanted to tell something. Anyway,
No, internet is a problem. I think he got stuck. Yeah, thank you then.
good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye, sir.